Some doors aren't meant to be opened, especially when you don't remember walking toward them, based on a terrifying true story. Every night, the same hour, 3 a.m. I didn't hear a sound, no nightmare, just open eyes in the dark. I thought I was alone. I was wrong. It started a week before the actual event. Every night, around 3 a.m., I would suddenly wake up without any noise, dream, or reason. Just open eyes in the dark. We've all seen it in movies. 3 a.m., the so-called devil's hour. I didn't believe in such things. At first, I thought it was coincidence. I'd check the time, sigh, and try to sleep again, quietly whispering whatever little prayers I knew. But it happened again and again. Soon, I wasn't just waking up, I was memorizing the time, expecting it. I thought of telling my family, but how do you explain waking up at the same hour every night without sounding paranoid? 2 nights passed, no waking up. I relaxed. Maybe it was truly nothing. But then, I woke up again, and I was already walking. It's hard to explain, but I wasn't in control. My body was moving, but my mind felt detached floating. I live in a single-story house with a garden. To go outside, you need to open 2 doors, the living room door and then the main entrance. I first opened the living room door, then started walking toward the main one. And then I heard it, my father's voice. "Come, son, let's have some tea together." He was outside. I could see him in the garden, sitting at the table with 2 teacups, but the door was closed. There was no way I could see him. It was like my eyes weren't just in my head anymore. Someone or something was showing me what was beyond the door. I reached for the door handle, tried to open it. It was locked. Of course it was. Our front door is always locked at night. But I kept trying, as if I didn't know that. That's when my mom shouted from her room. "Who's there?" She thought it was a thief. At that moment, I could see her room clearly, 10 meters away, behind walls and doors. But I saw her, heard her, even noticed which way she was facing in bed. I shouldn't have been able to. It was like I had another set of eyes. She came out, called my name, and everything snapped back. I was standing at the door, hand on the lock. "What are you doing here at this hour?" she asked. I had no answer. "I don't know. How did I get here?" The next morning, I asked my mother, "Were my eyes open?" "I'm not sure. Your back was turned. But when you looked at me..." "Yes, they were open." "Were my hands raised?" "No." "When you heard the noise, how were you lying in bed?" "I was lying on my right side." "With the blanket up to your shoulders?" She stared at me. "Yes." "How did you know that? Were you in the room?" "No," I whispered. "But somehow, I saw her, just like I saw my father. People say it was sleepwalking, but I know what I felt. Something showed me what I loved and tried to lure me into the dark." I was working at a local cafe. People said I was good at reading coffee grounds. One day, my boss said, "You're good. If someone wants a reading, go ahead. You get half the money." Why not? I read fortunes for almost 2 months straight. Then one day, a woman came in. Her eyes weren't just purple. They were bruised purple. Even the whites of her eyes had a violet tint. I got chills. Almost didn't do the reading. But she was a customer. She drank her coffee. I sat down next to her. I looked at the cup. There were only tall black shadows. And a single eye. "Do you have a problem?" I asked. "Yes," she said. "They won't leave me alone." "Who are they?" "Look deeper into the cup," she said. She started telling me her story. One night, she threw her trash from the balcony. The bag landed directly in the bin. That night, she dreamed of dark figures saying, "We are jinn. You threw garbage on our husband. You killed him. Now we will kill yours." She woke up sweating. It was 3 a.m. Her husband was writhing in bed, strangling himself. His eyes were rolled back, the way he looked at her. Terrifying. He died that night. She cried as she spoke. I knew this was beyond me. I took her to a religious healer. He looked at her and said, "This is a powerful jinn tribe. Only one way to escape." What? Send them to someone else. That woman sent the jinn to me. I started having seizures at night. My fiancé said I spoke Arabic in my sleep. I ran straight to the mosque. The imam made me a protective amulet. Don't take it off for a month. No showers. And never go into the mosque bathroom, he warned. Why? Or you'll lose your tongue, he said. 2 days later, I attended a wedding. 2 women sat behind me. They weren't family. I was scared. I asked, "Who are you with?" No answer. Asked again. Still silence. When I yelled, one of them pulled the amulet off my neck. I struck her. Chaos followed. I explained everything. A week later, my fiancé found the amulet in the bathroom. I rushed to grab it, but a hand touched my shoulder. It was her. I snapped out of it, told the imam, "If you had gone in there, they would have pulled you into their realm," he said. What now? I asked the imam. We have to kill the jinn. Kill jinn? There was once an F who did. We'll summon his spirit. We went to his grave. A tall man appeared. That's him, the imam said. We walked up a mountain, found a barn full of goats. They attacked me. The F cut off every head. The blood was black. He gave me a rose and a scroll, then disappeared. What does it say? I asked. The rose is your fate. When it withers, you're free. A week later, it did. I returned. They're gone, the imam said. I'll never read coffee again, even if the world begs me. A few years ago, when I was 23, I was driving late at night when my car suddenly broke down. I was in the middle of nowhere. No signal, no lights, no signs of life. I pushed the car as far as it would go and finally saw a dimly lit old wooden house. I walked up to the door and knocked. An elderly couple answered. They looked sweet and welcoming. After explaining my situation, they insisted I stay the night. At first, I hesitated, but they seemed kind. So I agreed. They made me a warm soup and a homemade meal. They treated me like I was family. After dinner, they led me upstairs to a guest room. As we walked down the hallway, we passed a closed door. The woman turned to me and said, "This is our daughter's room. Please don't go inside." It felt strange, but it was their house, their rules. I nodded and entered the guest room. Around 3 a.m., I woke up. The silence was heavy. I got up to use the bathroom. As I walked down the hall, I passed the girl's room. I gave in to my curiosity. I peeked through the keyhole. Inside, I saw a little girl sitting in a chair, facing the wall. I figured she was in timeout or something. I didn't want to intrude, so I used the bathroom and returned to bed. At least, I thought that was the end of it. Around 4:30 a.m., I got thirsty. I stepped out to grab some water. As I passed the girl's room again, I peeked once more. But this time, all I saw was red. The entire keyhole glowed blood red. I thought maybe they had painted the room that way. Still, something felt wrong, like something was watching me. Morning came. I packed my things and thanked the couple for their kindness. The woman smiled and asked, "How was your night?" It was fine, I replied. But your daughter's room. Interesting choice of red paint. The woman froze. What red paint? I blinked. Isn't the room painted red? She looked down. Our daughter died years ago, she whispered. She had one red eye, completely red inside. That's when I realized the red I saw wasn't paint. It was her eye, staring right back at me.